After White Knight Storm and Stanford took the devastating loss in the national championship game, losing by 1 point, absolutely, that was the worst feeling ever. But he won Player of the Year, and not only that, but he won Heisman as well. And I told you this was going to be the type of player that transfers every year. So you know what he's doing. He absolutely goes into the transfer portal, and I mean, hey, I'm a War Eagle. Welcome me in. But I signed that letter to come down here. They told me that I was going to be the #1 running back, and it looks like I have a challenge on my hands. I have dropped to halfback number 3, and I have to work my way up. So this is called backfield survival, and I will get that 500 points. As you can see up top, I need 1,500, but I said, man, I need some stamina because I'm getting a little tired out there. So I said, I'm gonna go get another 500, and I'm gonna try to get him hit by that little thing in the middle there, but no, I absolutely just go and get hit. I don't know what I was doing, but I failed that drill. But this right here is called the elusiveness drill, and I said, I'm gonna get in, and I'm gonna get out. So I absolutely try to get them boys to get to me, but I said, I'm gonna go get it while they absolutely keep trying to chase me. I'm just gonna keep running the little hump over, and oh man, he about got me right there, but guess what? I'm gonna get back in because I got 14 seconds, and I gotta get 2,500 points, but man, these boys are not moving, but they absolutely come to the side, and I said, I'm gonna get in there one more time. Hold on, I think I could get another one in with 4 seconds left, and man, these boys are coming, but I absolutely said, you gotta catch me, buddy, but the time absolutely went out, but I had enough time, and guess what? I already have 2,200 points, and I said, I'm gonna get in there, and I could, and I would go ahead and get 2,500, so I just try to run through them at that point. After winning that one right there, all I need to do is win this one right here. All you need is 2 out of 3 to take the dude's spot, but man, that's what I'm gonna do as I absolutely hit the hole and absolutely cut it up and score. I will win the position battle. After winning the position battle and being halfback number 2, bam, that's how you hit him so hard to make him fall on his back, and man, I wasn't in the backfield yet, but I was out there making collision at the wide receiver position, but on 3rd and 4, man, I ran a crazy route and said, I'm gonna get some action and scored my first touchdown as a War Eagle and said, y'all don't remember? I was Heisman last year, and I'm not even starting, but I'm gonna show y'all something. And on 1st and 10, man, I was trying to get to that 1st down, but on 2nd and 3, I catch it right up the seam, hurl over him, and with the speed that I have, I can strike out like a lightning and go all the way 4-6, and I'm not here to play with you all. I am absolutely gonna take over, but sit right back to the bench. Boom! That's what you absolutely do, and I'm not gonna lie. Boom! I was out there showing them who I was, and on 3rd and 1, I laid a big block and absolutely said, get up, get up. Bam! Absolutely laid him back down. That was 3 times I pancaked that kid there. But man, on 3rd and 4, I absolutely laid a big block, and that was my teammate that was starting over me. So I said, I'm gonna block him in the back. I'm gonna go get 23. And guess what? I'm gonna block him in the back too, because I want a flag. This is unfair. I want to be starting. But on 3rd and 3, I absolutely, bam, ran it right up the middle. But we go on to win 55-6. After that great game right there, coach said, you have a new challenge, and that's to move up that depth chart. So guess what? We were headed right back to practice, fellas, and guess what? I said, I'm gonna get 4-3, and let's go get that 1, and we gonna take it all the way to the crib, because we need these points. We only got 250, and guess what? That pushed us to 12. Oh man, already up to 2004. Oh yeah, let's get that 500, and we already got it, and we will go ahead and win this one right here. But going into the next one, oh man, I was already at 9,000 running him over, and man, I just failed that one. I didn't get 10,000 points there, but it's all right. 2 out of 3, you still win it. But guess what? I said, with 25 seconds remaining, I'm gonna absolutely get 2,500 points. But man, they were rallying that ball, but I said, I gotta get in there and get out. I gotta get in there and I gotta get out. Absolutely getting in there again, and man, I said, I didn't want to get out this time. I'm just gonna run in a circle. Y'all gonna have to catch me, but absolutely going around, and I still only got 700 points. I just went ahead and went down. Not giving up yet. I said I was gonna win this. I was already at 2,000 points. All I need was 500, and man, it was 23 seconds remaining. I already got that 2,100. Let's go back in there and get it. But man, I was just taking my time like I had all the time in the world, but man, I just couldn't get that one in that middle, and that right there might have just messed me up, because I only won 1 out of 3 of these challenges, and you have to win 2. But guess what? I'm already at 2003, 2004, and man, they will tackle me, and I lose the battle. They're filling the position battle. Going into our next game against Ball State, oh man, I had them beat over top early on, and I said, I'm gonna take it to the crib because you can't catch me. No, you can't. You see how you almost went out of the screen, and yeah, I put it on your head top. But on first and 10, I run a slant route. Oh man, I juked and weaved and bammed him. That's how you run straight through somebody and make them say, yeah, that's what you want to hear every time. But on first and 10, my teammate will catch the ball as I boomed him and he will go all the way for a 6. But on first and 10, I had an inside zone, but I bounced it outside with the speed that I have to show these coaches that I am the #1 running back as I take this one all the way to the crib. And I was not here to play with these boys, man. It was already 45-9 and bam, I'm running through them, trust sticking as hard as I can. But I get sent right back to the bench and we go on to win 48-9. My apologies. I broke the mic as hard as I hit that dude on that one play. I'm sorry, but I absolutely boomed him early on in the game. And going into our next game against South Alabama, man, he took ACL, MCLI. He must have been watching film and seeing what I was doing throughout the week because I was running through them boys last week. And on first and 10, he brought me down. Yeah. Give you kudos, but on 3rd and 9, I promise you something. You're going to get off of me and I absolutely spin move. And I'm trying to make something out of nothing because these boys are rallying that ball. But on 2nd and 10, I had an inside zone and man, I didn't do nothing with it. I almost got a first down, but on 2nd and 10, yep, you should have known I was going to hurdle right over you and keep going. And on 1st and 10, guess what? Bam, I'm going to run straight through you. Yeah, buddy, you're going to feel this one, but we absolutely get sent right back to the bench. And man, they just need to make me #1 running back at this point, man, because I'm not getting any film or nothing. But absolutely going on to win that ball game, man, it was time that we go into this position battle. And guess what, fellas? This time, I wasn't going to lose. But as you can see, 5, 4, 3. Oh, man, I'm already messing up, fellas. I gotta hit it and go and absolutely hit these holes and say I gotta go. But man, look at this, man. I done ran out of bounds. But 5, 4, let's go get that 3. Let's go get that 2, and that's beautiful right there. Now I gotta hit the hole. Oh man, they got me right there, but hey, I still got it. I won that one, but absolutely with 500 points already. I needed 1,500, and this was like the easiest one. Guess what, fellas? We already at 1,000. We just gotta make him miss, get some stamina, and go get that last 500. But as you can see, I'm gonna go get that stamina with the speed that I have, and he could, and he would beat him all the way to this 500. Guess what, fellas? I wasn't done. Juke. Oh man, get off of me. I'm gonna go get stamina for fun. I said I'm gonna go all the way. He could, and he would. Where's the stamina at? I can't find it, and I'm getting tired, man. Look, I'm gonna go get the stamina. Made him trip over it, and I said I still want that stamina, juking and weaving, but they finally bring me down. But we're going to the last drill, and I'm not gonna lie, we already won it. I'm already 2 out of 3, but guess what? This doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna ring around the rosy and just mess with them. But guess what, fellas? I'm still going to go and win it. 2,200. All I need is 2,500, and I could, and I would get in. And guess what? They tackled me. I lost. But fellas, we going to win the battle. To my first game as a starter, absolutely against Marshall. They're 4-0, and it's time to put an end to them. And I absolutely lowered my shoulder early because I'm trying to hurt someone this game. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely catch it out of that backfield, and I could lower my shoulder and run straight through him. I'm not playing with him. But on 1st and 10, my teammate got that ball, and man, I got put on my back. I thought I was absolutely gonna lay a block for him, but I didn't do so. Juking and weaving, and man, just look how I'm getting up that field. But on 1st and 10, oh man, juke. Oh, I could and I would get to that end zone, but I'm finna get there now, and I hurdle right over him, and man, I absolutely cleared him just how I would hop a fence if I was running from the cops. But absolutely on 1st and goal, I could and I would keep punching that ball in that end zone, and I wasn't here to play. And on 3rd and 2, I was a lead blocker, and man, bam, get on the ground, buddy. That's where you belong. Let's go. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely, this is the only play we have in our playbook. Auburn or Eagle, your playbook sucks. I mean, absolutely, we don't even have any inside zone, any stretches. It's like we have a wildcat type of jet sweep motion out. Look at this, man. I'm at quarterback giving it off to our wide receiver. He goes in for 6. But on 1st and goal, I will run it straight up that middle and fumble the ball. And that was on me, man. I can't be making mistakes like this, man. Because guess what? I just got this position, and it would easily get taken right back from me. But absolutely catching it and getting up that field, I wasn't here to play. And on 1st and 10, I got a one-on-one juke, get off of me, and absolutely just keep falling at this goal line. But every time I get to it, I'm dropping the mic because I'm absolutely converting. We're going to win 49-6, and he gets player of the game with 4 total TDs. After a decent game last week, going into this game, it just had to be better. And on 1st and 10, I ran it straight up that middle, spin move, and I'm doing unordinary things out there. And on 2nd and 10, I had inside zone, run straight through him, and I'm powering that ball. But on 2nd and goal, I will punch it in for 6 and show them boys who I am early on. It's already 7-0. We run a screenplay, and I will get outside, and man, I could make something shake, absolutely get to that first down. But no, it was 3rd and inches, and we run this little jet, whatever we call that thing there, and I spin move and got pushed out of bounds. But But on 3rd and 1, I ran an out route because I'm good, not only in that backfield, but out in the receiver slot position. On 1st and 10, I can outrun. Oh, I got 1 minute. Boom! That's how you run somebody over and show him that you're a grown man and they are just lesser men. That's all it is. But absolutely ran through him again. And on 1st and 10, I could and I would beat him to the outside. And I could, with the speed, burst the speed, go all the way for 6 and do my little dance. But on 3rd and 4, it's 21-42, and this is absolutely what you call a blowout. Spin move, get off of me, man. Absolutely getting up that field. Play on 2nd and 10, I had an inside zone, and I was punching that ball, but it was a flag on the play. 1st and goal, I said running back, and I'm going to punch that ball in just again. And, man, we were not here to play with these boys. And on 2nd and 6, I absolutely catch it out of the backfield. I could, and I would bend the corner. Bam, I'm going to run through a couple people just to get extra yards. And on 3rd and goal, I hurdle over my teammate and him. Absolutely win 56-35, and he gets player of the game with 5 total TDs. Into our next game against Georgia is going to be a statement game. Absolutely on 1st and 10, I had a little jet sweep, whatever you call that thing. Bam, running straight through him and getting up that sideline. I said, I'm trying to go for 6 early on. But on 1st and 15, I had an inside zone, but guess what? I'm going to make something out of nothing, and I could, and I would go get that 1st down. That was supposed to be a tackle for loss, but guess what? With me, I'm going to make nothing out of something, as I did on this play right here as well, getting up that field. But on 1st and goal, I could, and I would catch that ball and take it in for 6 early and say salute, because this game is going to get dangerous out here. We're finna blow them out, but absolutely hurdling over him, I could, and I would get up that field with bad intentions. On the next play on 1st and 10, he threw me that rock, and I absolutely will get up that field with bad intentions, as I said, and I was trying to fight him. What you want to do? Because you can't beat me, buddy. I'm White Knight Storm. Yeah, what you want to do? But absolutely trying to dunk on this dude. He said no fly zone, but it's 21-7. We're going to go ahead and try to end this game. 2 minutes left, and I ran him over to get in the end zone, and I said, yeah, all y'all seen that? That's how you lay that boom in that end zone. Yes, sir. 1st and 10, I could, and I would bounce it out with the speed that I had to put that dagger and absolutely go win us the ball game 35-21. Going into our next game against Arkansas, I said I was going to start off intense to start the game off by punching it straight up that middle on that inside zone to show them who I was, but they get my touchdown away. Of course they did, but man, I give all praises to him. Yeah, congrats, my brother. But on 1st and 10, I hurled over him and said, I'm going to get that 1st down, and I really wanted a little bit more, but they will put me straight down. But man, I catch that ball out of that backfield, and he took me down low. Hey, that's what you got to do. But on 1st and 10, we had a screenplay, and I could, and I would read my blocks, and man, I was breaking tackles. But on 3rd and goal, I thought it was going to me, but it went right to my teammate. My fault. But absolutely on 2nd and 10, I catch it. This time it was meant for me, and I could and I would get a big gain. And on 1st and 10, we have a screenplay. They was bringing the screen down more a little bam this game and running through him, but he absolutely threw me to the ground. But on 1st and goal, I was absolutely trying to truck some. As you can see, I hit the truck stick, but no one was there. And absolutely on this inside zone, I'm just punching that ball. But on 2nd and 6, I got 1 man to beat. Oh, spin move. Actually, it was 2 men to beat. But I'm telling you, if he didn't tackle me from behind, I was gone. But on 1st and oh man, look at that juke as he could. And he would get outside and he would go all the way for 6. And man, that was beautiful. I wish I could instant replay that. But on 1st and 10, I got 2 men and they absolutely take me down. And I hurdled over him and said, let's get this game over with. 45-13. He gets player of the game with 3 total TDs. On into our next game against the University of Kentucky. Bam, if you don't put your body on the line like that for your quarterback, then you don't love him. I'm absolutely out there blocking for him. And on 2nd and 3, I didn't get that ball again, and guess what I'm out there doing? I'm trying to find someone to block and get in that pal. Bam, as I did so. And on 1st and goal, I absolutely hurdled in, ran him over, whatever you want to call it, did what I had to do to get in that end zone. But on 1st and 10, he absolutely threw a dot to the wide receiver. I mean, this might be the best quarterback Auburn's ever had. But on 1st and 10, bam, that's how you run somebody over. Oh man, he was doing the incredible. He looked like Marshawn Lynch. But on 1st and 10, he could and he would juke. Oh man, get off of me, stiff arming people off of him, and he's fighting for yards. Oh man, that was beautiful. But on 1st and 10, I had a stretch play and he was gone as soon as he got past those last 2 defenders. You will not see, well, we're gonna see somebody else, but I tell him no sir. But on 1st and 10, look at that, I'm giving my other running back glory. Yeah, I'm number 1 running back, but guess what, you can't just be the number 1 running back and not give no glory. Yeah, oh man, running through people and getting in the end zone. Man, I'm dropping the mic. I'm out here absolutely just I'm doing my thing. And on 2nd and 9, I'm still breaking tackles out here, running people over and fighting for that end zone, man. I'm not here to play. But on 1st and goal, he goes in with another one. Wave them goodbye and say, yes, sir, game over. I end the game off with 5 total TDs. After all the wins, we are now ranked number 5. And going against Vanderbilt, they are lesser man. A 2-6 team, that is how I'm going to treat them every time. Just how I ran that first dude over, this is how we're going to treat them. Bam, absolutely trying to run through somebody again. On 1st and 10, I get an inside zone and I'm running through him. And I said, I'm going to work my way into that end zone. That's what you call power. But absolutely, on 1st and 10, I found a hole. And man, he went down low because he knew what it was. Last time I came with too much power and it kind of hurt him. Yeah, he said, after the play. Yeah, I know it hurt. But on 2nd, oh my. Whoa, that boy, he could. And he would. White Knight Storm breaking tackles, breaks another one. But man, he gets tackled at the goal line. And the quarterback took my glory. Come on, baby. But on 1st and 10, I'm breaking tackles and getting first downs. But on 1st and 10, guess what? I catch it out of that backfield again, and bam, I'm going to run him over, and I'm going to stiff arm him, and I want that end zone because they keep taking my touchdowns away from me. But on 2nd and goal, I get in that box, and man, coach took me out the game. It's 45-10. I get player of the game with 3 total TDs. On into our next game against Texas A&M. They're ranked number 10, so we're going to put an end to them. As I catch that ball out of that backfield, I spin move and got up that field with bad intentions, but they try to rally the ball. But on 3rd and 5, I absolutely ran a good route, but he threw it to my teammate. Hey, I'm not hating, but we still scored. But man, as I read those blocks, I could, and I would get up that field with bad intentions, but he pushed me out of bounds. But I come on that jet sweep, and I will punch that ball in 4-6. I am not here to play with them. But on 1st and 10, I run it straight up the middle, and I'm lowering my shoulder. I mean, hey, what you want to do, buddy? But on 1st and 10, I bam, oh boy, he lucky I didn't lower my shoulder how I really wanted to, because I would have ran straight through you. But I get the jet pass out of the backfield, running him over, and I get tackled. I'm not having a great game this game, but a 3rd and 12, I catch it out of that backfield and get my first touchdown. Well, 2nd touchdown of the game, I'm pretty sure, but absolutely my teammate, he was gone before the play even got started. But on 1st and 10, I had another inside zone one-on-one, and guess who's gonna win? Me, because I'm gonna run straight through you. But on 1st and goal, I will dive in that end zone, drop the mic, because hey man, this game is pretty much over. As I absolutely dive in for another one, we will go on and win the ball game 52-31. To our next game against Oklahoma, the first play of the game, I had an inside zone, and the way I was running that ball, man, it was gonna be a great game. And I don't know how I started off cold, and I don't know where this QB was throwing the ball, but I was wide open. So I go in 4-6 to start the game off, but man, we started off kind of slow, and we just can't be doing that, man. But I absolutely catch it out of the backfield again, and I got one man on that sideline, run him over even though I stepped out of bounds. But on 2nd and 5, I will bounce it outside, and I could throw him off of me, and man, I was trying to get in that box. But on 1st and goal, man, I absolutely hammered down and got in that box. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I was the lead blocker for the QB and made sure he didn't get touched. He absolutely went all the way 4-6, and man, he was untouched all the way there. And on 1st and 10, we have a screen play, and I could wait for that block to develop, and man, he just went straight through the block and took my ankles out. I mean, man, what were you doing out there, O-line? You pulled for nothing, but I got in that box. But on 2nd and 7, I ran a little out route here, and I could with the speed that I have. Yep, I'm going. You can see smoke coming from the back of my jersey as I just go all the way 4-6, and man, I got sent right to the bench. And guess what, fellas? We will go on and win the ball game 45-3. That's what you call a blowout. Player of the game with 4 total TDs. Into our next game against Alabama. Alabama. Let's absolutely put an end to him as I absolutely run through him and try to go get in that end zone early on. But on 1st and goal, I said, son, get off of me. But I'm not gonna lie, they were rallying the ball, and on 2nd and goal, I didn't get the ball again. It got thrown to my teammate, which was respect, you know what I'm saying? We got the touchdown, but coach, you could have gave me that ball. Spin move, a stiff arm as I absolutely get up that field, man. I'm trying to pad these stats, but absolutely punching for that first down, I will absolutely not get it. But on 2nd and 1, guess what? I went to go take it for 6. But on 3rd and 2, the next drive, I juked outside, and I could, and I would go in that end zone, and man, I absolutely threw up the Heisman because I was Heisman last year, and I'm gonna get it this year again. But we absolutely are winning 35-31, and to put the icing on the cake, I mean, I got tackled right there. But on 1st and goal, I said I am gonna put the icing on the cake to go ahead and score. But guess what? He wasn't done just yet. At 2nd and 9, they kept striking back. It's 37-42, and White Knight Storm could burst with the speed, and he will go all the way 4-6. And man, we going to win 49-44, and he gets played player of the game with 5 total TDs. And we are going to the SEC Conference Championship against Texas. Going into the SEC Conference Championship, it was time to put an end to Texas. So on 1st and 10, I had an inside zone, and man, I ran straight through that boy. Yeah, I'm going to bring that energy because he's out there running through people and trying to absolutely hurt them. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. It's football, baby. That's what you do. But on 3rd and 5, I absolutely catch a ball out of that backfield spin move. He could, and he will hit that sideline, and he has one man to beat, and he will get brought down. But on 2nd and 21, he will hit that outside, and once he hits that outside, he gets kind of missing as he will go in for 6. But on 3rd and 10, he could, and he would hit that. Woo! You want the ball? That's what he said. He said you want the ball or not. But on 1st and 25, absolutely breaking tackles, running through people. He absolutely is just I don't even know what you call somebody like this, man. He's a freak of nature, man. This is what football needs. You know, we need more running backs that actually want to run through D linemen, that actually has that aggression in them, absolutely catching balls out of that backfield and wanting to take it all the way to distance and is not scared of anything. And that's White Knight Storm. On 2nd and 13, it's 35-27. I don't know why I'm throwing the ball. I almost threw an interception to throw the game away. But on 1st and 10, I said it's 35-35. Let me make up for it. I ain't gonna throw it. I'm gonna tuck that ball down. Ooh, made a miss look like Lamar Jackson out there, and he could, and he would. Oh, spin move, and he gets brought down. And he said on 1st and goal, he's gonna take that ball in for 6. He is not here to play with anyone. It's in overtime, and we absolutely go down and score. But 48-50, I'm trying to go for 2-point conversion, and we did not get it. We going to lose the ball game. Man, come on. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs, and I get player of the year once again, and I will absolutely get Heisman once again. But we made it to the college football playoffs, and we are invited to play USF. Into the college football playoffs, the first round against USF. I'm not gonna lie, they were ranked number 12 and they were rallying that ball early on, and my offensive line act like they just couldn't block. I don't know what was going on out there. But on 3rd and 10, I absolutely ran a screen and absolutely just fell down. I don't know what happened there. And on 2nd and 13, he got me in the backfield. On 3rd and 16, everything in the world was just not going our way, man. And on 1st and 10, I said, you know what? Bam, we're gonna fight adversity and we're gonna win this ball game. So on 1st and 10, I caught the screenplay and I absolutely tried to outrun him, and I will do so and get that first down. And I said, you know what? It's time to absolutely take over this game. I get another first down. But on 3rd and 5, we were set back again, and I ran him over, break a tackle, and it's just like we couldn't get in that box. We just absolutely were driving, and then I fumbled that ball right there. And this right here will change the whole game, man. I fumbled the ball, and he almost took it for 6, but with it only being 49 seconds left on that clock, they absolutely held the ball, and they go on to beat us, and I will be getting put out round 1 in the playoffs. With White Knight Storm still having a magnificent sophomore season, even though he only had 33 touchdowns this year, and last year he had 44, he will enter that transfer portal again because he's going to find a team that he could win a national championship with. So drop in the comments down below, who will that be?